What's going on? Ryan Troy back with another video for you today. And in this video, I want to talk to you about a product that I've been using since 2021 that has made my photography business a lot of money. Now, aside just from the money, because I know that sounds good, it also makes your brand stand out. It makes it look so professional. And what I'm talking about is Pic-Time. Now, in the past, I made a video on my channel about Pic-Time where I went over a lot of different things. But what I want to do is touch on a couple of the things that I like to use with Pic-Time, and the reason is because they are currently having a Black Friday sale where they're giving their annual packages away for 30% off for all new users and the free ones, the ones that use Pic-Time but they have their space capped off. You guys could take advantage of this offer as well. So we're going to go ahead on and jump over to the computer, and I'm going to touch on a couple of things that I like to do briefly that I incorporate into my business, especially with the automations, because believe it or not, that can get you a lot of money as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead on, head over to the computer, and I'll show you all of the things, or a lot of the things that Pic-Time has to offer. Okay, so let's go into this with a gallery that I already did for a wedding that I did. Now, once you create your gallery, this should be the first page that you come to, where you get to choose the gallery name at the top. Also, you can change the URL right here. Now, I have my own domain, so mine is ryantroygalleries.com, but default it will be something different. So that's something you get to choose, whether you want to buy your own domain, just to make it more unique to you with your branding, right? And I love that Pic-Time gives us the option to do this, where it doesn't have to be pictime.com/ and then, whatever, just for the gallery. Now, right here, we have different designs that you can choose for it, and they give you a whole lot, and they show you what it looks like on a desktop and what it looks like on a mobile phone. Usually I go with this, and when I do, I choose the focal point because it can resize your photos different ways depending on what you choose to use, right? So let's say you use a square, and I choose that. So make sure when you choose your focal point, that is something on how you want it to look, right? Down here, you get to also choose your color sets. See, I have my white logo, but if you had a different logo, you could put it there. But let's say if my background was white, it's probably not something that I would want it to be, because then my logo would get hidden, right? So no, usually, to be honest, I do automatic and it chooses it for me, right? Same thing with text. You can choose the color. I'll leave mine white. Now, after that, we come down to our photos and media. And this is where, as you see, like fully retouch, highlight, gallery, I have my own template. So that way, when I'm creating the gallery, it just has these already. And usually it's fully retouch, standard edits, and then gallery selections. And then I just change them around if it's different. Considering the fact that this is a wedding, the gallery would be different than if I was to do, let's say, a birthday photo shoot or something like that. So usually that is what most of my client stuff is. But if you did a lot of different things, then you can make templates for each one. But since I don't do that many weddings, then this is the reason why I go with this. So this is pretty simple. As far as let's say it's gallery, you click here, you upload all of your photos. You can also upload clips up to 3 minutes as well. It's a lot of different things that Pic-Time has let us do. So after that, I usually come to my gallery setup, and this is where you get to choose if you want your gallery to be private or not. You can choose if you want the gallery to expire, so they have a limited amount of time before they need to go ahead on and get things out of the gallery. We're going to get into this price list and the store stuff a little bit later, but then you have different occasions. I keep mine at general. The biggest thing that I suggest people go into is the more settings option. And the reason why is because this is going to determine how you let people get certain things. So for instance, and we're going to go into printing later, but just keep in mind, you have the ability to choose if you want to allow allow high res photos for free download, and you can choose all photos, a specific amount, and then you can also choose if everybody could download or if the main client could download, only the main client and not other people that they invite. Now see, allow free websites downloads may be something you want to incorporate. And the reason why is if you look at this section right here below it where it says sell downloads, you can choose to let nobody download high res and then have them buy it. And the reason why I bring that up is because we all know if we want to make money from prints, well, we can't make money from prints if we're given the full resolution photo. We would want to be able to give prints ourselves by letting them print either through us or through Pic-Time. Once again, we will get into printing, we will get into the store a little bit later. But if you choose that you don't want them to have high res, you would switch this, or you will uncheck this and you wouldn't allow them to do it. Then if they want to buy it, or if they want to be able to download it so they could print it, it will go to whatever you set your download price to be. Now, if you do that option, I do suggest that you don't do anything like $5, right? Because you can make so much money from printing. You don't want them to just be able to download high res photos if you want to make money through printing like that. So I would set it to something like, let's say $50 a photo. It's really truly up to you, because if they take it to CVS or someplace like that, they're going to end up printing it for like $1 or something like that. So that is that. And then let's just go into the way the gallery looks. And that would be here. We could preview the gallery. And from here, also the shop is right here where we go into the prints. Like I said, we're going to do it later. Now I made highlights for this gallery because these photos were actually photos that I did more skin retouching and things like that on, right? So I have all of that on these photos, and it's just so they can see the photos first before they go into the gallery of just the whole day. And I really love how professional and everything this gallery looks. You see the logo is right there, and the reason why is because we don't want, as I tell my clients, even when I, give them the ability to download, I don't want them to screenshot, because a lot of times they'll screenshot this right here and the quality won't be so good. The most important thing is when you are giving your photos, you want them to be able to have the best quality. So they have to click this download, and this is where they get to choose website or high res. If you don't allow high res, it won't let them. And then they have different options of where they can get send the photos to, right? And that would be the gallery. Now, if we come back on over here, we can also come down to workflow, and where workflow is where you can give the clients the ability to be able to flag certain photos. Let's say you are doing a birthday photo shoot, like something I do a lot, and you give them a certain amount of photos that they can have like fully edited. Well, right here is where you click your plus on, and also you can also have default messages that'll automatically be there, but you can name it, like I usually name it fully retouch, and then the amount is however many you want it. You hit send email, and whatever you decide to type here is what they will see. So you give them instructions on exactly what it is. That's why it's probably good to make a template or something like that, so it just has that there. And when they get the email, they'll just click flag photos, and then at the top it would say flag photos for the photographer, right? So right here you can also see the user downloads and kind of see that. But what I really love is the user favorites, because when I'm working with somebody, I really like to know, and I don't even tell them to do this, this is just something they usually do for themselves, but I know what photos that they like the most based on ones that they heart. So like in this instance where I have like the highlighted photos, if I come here and I see that they hearted a few, then I would probably be like, what, let me go ahead on and give that a good edit and throw that in the highlights form, because they really like this photo. And then that way it kind of seems like you're on the same page with your client without being it. They think it's magic, and reality is Pic-Time. Share is where you would share the gallery, right? You would put their name and their email, and then that would be that. And then your dashboard is a great tool to let you see how many times the gallery shared, the downloads, the total sales. Now, to be completely honest, I let them get high res downloads, so they didn't buy any prints from me. But if I would have locked that down, it probably would have generated way more sales, right? So here, when you do that, you can also see who the client invited, and it will give you their emails and things like that. I probably need to cover most of that. But for the most part, that is how this part of the gallery works. Now, if you thought that was nice, wait until you see how printing works. You can adjust your prices to make a maximum amount of profit without lifting a finger. Let's jump into that. Okay, so now let's go over the store and the pricing when it comes to prints. First, we will want to go to settings. After that, we will go to store pricing, and we will create a new price list. Okay, now they will, start you up with this. They will let you do it manually, but we're going to go through what they go through right now just to walk you through how easy it is if we let them do it. So let's go. Now it's going to have you review some settings at first, or some store payments, which is going to have your address. As you see, I have mine blurred out, the currency, the payments collected by, and the tax handled by. So you just click confirm and continue, and then you get to choose what you want this type to be. So we're going to do the wedding, right? Because that's what we started with. Let's do wedding, hit continue. You have your country, you have your print size. I'm going to go in inches because I am in the United States of America. Continue. Now you can choose a lab for yourself, where you get to choose through all of these, but we're going to do choose a lab for me, and I will let you know why. You also get to limit to local labs only, which is pretty cool. The client will definitely get their photos quicker, but let's hit continue. Now, me personally, I love matte photos more than semi-gloss, but I like that you can have both, but this is just your preference. So we're going to hit continue. Now, do you want this to be affordable, like as you see the price right here? Do you want it to be premium, or do you want it to be high end? It's great that it gives you that choice, but keep in mind, you will be able to change these prices later. I'm just going to click premium, right? We want more money. So I want to sell digital files. I don't want to sell digital files. So we do want to sell digital files, right? Now here's the great thing. You can do a fixed price for the photo, but you also can do a full gallery price. And this is actually pretty good if you don't mind selling your unedited photos and you let them choose the photos to get edited. With this, you can put a price there where they can go ahead on and pay for the ability to even be able to download the unedited photos. A lot of my clients like to do this, and what I usually do with that is I just send them something through Square, because that's what I use. But it's great to see that with Pic-Time you can go ahead on and set it, and they could just pay for it like that. So I'm not going to set no price there, but actually let's set 200 like that. Hit continue. Now, I will be offering discounts. I don't offer discounts. So you can do that, and this would be really good, especially when it's time for automations and stuff like that. I don't mind the 30% discount, because keep in mind, every single sale that you make is all profit. You don't have to pay for anything. So it's just profit of the discount that you'll be setting. So we're going to hit that. It's going to customize us a price list, right? Now, here is what it gives us. If you're looking at this and you're like, I need more stuff, why is it just, this? Well, under here you have more things, and all you have to do is add that to the price list. Calendars, canvases, you get to add all of that. But I'm just going to keep this here for the sake of this video and proceed to summary. So it's giving it to us. I will name this test, because I'm not going to lie, I will be deleting this, and this is just for the video, but this is what it is. I'm going to hit save price list. Now, I will select what galleries I want to apply this to, but you can already choose that to go ahead on and send it, and then I will select later. Now we're going to go into this price list, or they put us straight into it. This is what I mean by you can choose things later. So all of these things that's grayed out is the things we could have added earlier. All is so simple, just one click, and now we have it. And with this, we get to change the price of it, and it's going to let you know your profit with the margin right there. So let's get out of that one and just go into something really simple like a print. So right here with the print, we can see the products. I guess they want us to click one each in order to do it. So basically the cost, $25 is how much that will cost for a fine art 4x6. I know you might be thinking like, what type of 4x6 goes for that much? But if I put my price to 62, this right here is all of my profit. Another thing too is I get to change the labs right here. So even though I selected for them to choose that, I get to change it. And the best thing about it is we see that Bay Photo charges 25, but what does Atkins charge? Oh, well, Atkins only charge $5.59. So if I put 62, look at my profit from there. Same thing with this one. That's 15. Actually, Bay Photo is expensive. Oof. So just to let you know, you would not be getting that much profit if you chose to do this with that. But who knows? Bay Photo could also have better prices with a different product. Now this is fine art. You have matte. Let's check out what it is. All right. So with matte from Bay Photo, it is $1.45, which seems pretty reasonable. And semi-gloss, 89 cents. I told you, matte to me, it just looks better. This is probably why it's more expensive. But I'm kind of surprised that these companies are a little cheaper than Bay Photo when it comes to these fine art things. So you definitely would want to get in this and play around to get your pricing right. Now that we're done with printing, let's talk about automations, because automations is a way that you can make sure you are not leaving any money on the table. Okay, so let's look at automations and discounts now, right? This is the same gallery from the wedding. I'm just going to go to the tab that says automation and discount. And what I really love about this is you have the early bird special. And what this does, as soon as they get the gallery, it lets them get a discount from a certain time. And then you also have the abandoned cart, which I know a lot of us seen before, when we put something in the cart as if we're going to order it, but then we never go out and we get an email saying, hey, if you buy what's in your cart now, you get a 30% deal, right? And that way, they will. Now they also have more automations based on the different apps that they have. You have your expiration, but they have so many different ones that you can choose from. Like for instance, the Black Friday sale that they have going on right now. So it's just a lot of different things that they have when it comes to the automations. Like I said, you would just have to check these out. They actually have so many different ones. It will take me way longer than this video is already to go through those. So there you have it. Remember, their Black Friday offer is going on right now until the 1st of December. For all of you new users or free users, take advantage of it. I will have a link in the description. So let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And until the next time, I'm Ryan Troy. Peace.